Alrighty, Wednesday, April 17th, volatility continues. Let's break down the action today. So coming into the session, what we wanted to see for today was how price was going to trade versus that prior day's high. Anytime we have a tighter range like we had yesterday, you want to see how price is going to be responding to the edges of that range. Now, keeping with the theme that we have seen lately, we do have pretty much a rally during the overnight session. That's the London session, a rally during that pre-market action, and then selling during the regular trading hours session. That's pretty much been the theme as of late. You'll see that played out over a number of different sessions here if you go back and actually take a look. So that is one thing I'm going to be keeping an eye on for future sessions as well. As far as what we saw for today, again, an open near that prior day high, an initial rejection. So anytime you have a rejection of that range, treat this like a miniature range, right, of that structure. Where's price going to go? Well, it's going to trade down into the structure low, which is what we saw through here. Price traded down into that 50.80, which was the prior day low on ES, and that's where you have a notable bounce. But note, that bounce failed to show a real change in character on ES here. So the intraday downtrend continues lower until price really tests this 50.60, which is a much larger daily time frame level of interest. And that happens to be this gap fill level right through here. So I'd mentioned during the pre-market prep, if that prior day low failed to hold as support, watch for this gap play to pan out. And that's exactly what we saw. As far as tomorrow, what we want to be keeping an eye on is how price responds to this prior area of support, right? Remember, the context here is a daily breakdown. On Monday, we came into the session wanting to see how price traded versus this 5,200, 51.95 zone. That was the main level of interest mentioned in the weekly kickoff as well. Sellers trying to maintain action below, maintain price below that 51.95 area. That would result in a true daily time frame breakdown. And that's exactly what we're seeing, right? So again, I reiterate, you want to be cautious with any long trades simply because you're fighting the primary context with it, which is now a intermediate term downtrend and potentially soon a daily time frame downtrend. So we watch the reaction versus those areas of support, right? Just to see, are buyers starting to find some appetite here? Are buyers getting interested in absorbing some of the selling? If not, trade accordingly, right? Look for those short entries or look for that next area of support where buyers may step in and take it level by level. But main thing to understand here is this trend from early November, right? This has pretty clearly rolled over here. So sellers really showing their strength in this tape as of late. We do have, it's not to say we don't have any bounces that can be traded. We definitely have some significant bounces. This market is trading quite wide. And so anytime you have these big volatility days, you're going to have pretty wide moves in both directions. And so as always, anytime we do have that bigger volatility, you want to be dropping your size to account for those wider risk points. So ES main watch tomorrow going to be today's low as well as that 50.35 downside level of interest. And then NQ, pretty similar here. What I want to see is how price trades. We don't have a great area of support here. So I'll be leaning primarily on this smaller reference point on the daily time frame chart, which also happens to be today's low almost perfectly to the tick. Now remember, main context here pretty similar to what we are seeing in ES. Daily time frame breakdown, right? Once price failed on Monday to hold this area of support, we're into essentially that trend lower. Right? So we opened near yesterday's high this morning. You can see that action right through there. No break of the pre-market high, and it's just a sell-off right from there. So you can see the strength of some of these bounces. You're getting pretty significant bounces, 100-point bounces ever so often, 70-point bounces. So some great action that can be traded. Just want to make sure that you are managing your risk accordingly, right? So that's pretty much going to be the main watch for tomorrow. We want to see how price responds versus today's low on both NQ and ES. As always, I like to keep it incredibly simple with what I'm looking for. So we'll come in with that one reference point and see how price responds. As far as individual names, we do have Tesla on watch. I like this for a potential daily reversal, and then UAL as a second day play. This was on watch today. Phenomenal action, good relative strength versus the broader index. So we'll see how that pans out. Hope everyone had a good day. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a DM in the Traders Think Tank. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow morning for the pre-market prep live stream. Take care.